Obama's gonna run for election again. Obama. Inspirational beverage. Extra chunky.
Extra chunky.
Chunky. It's extra funky too.
Bay Area's purdy.
Got the cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance running in your brain. Can't hold two things. Can't hold two things in your brain at the same time, or it'll drive you insane, yeah. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. Falling in your brain. Can't hold two things. It'll drive you insane. People are stupid. People are stupid. People are easily manipulated. Easily manipulated. Hello? People are on the phone talking.
I'm at the landfill.
Talking to their friends all the time. It's pretty crazy, don't you think? Imagine a man 20 years ago saying, I think I will call people all over the world while I am sitting at the Albany landfill. And he would say, you are crazy. That cannot be done. Are you afraid? It's the end of the world. Don't be afraid. It was beautiful while it lasted, but we trashed it, so we have to die. It's the end of the world. So girl, don't you cry.
Last song I wrote.
Got pain and passion, and love and hate.
That's what people like. We are a masochist race.
Yeah, it's like Kali Ma and like spider ripping its mate's head off. That's the energy that's unleashed from the female. Massive orgasming.
Massive orgasming.
Massive. I don't care if I look cool. I just don't want to look like a dork. It'd be like, sorry.
You don't want to look like a whale dick?
Sorry, can't help you there, dude. You always look like a dork. There were two lovers on the road to discover a spiritual lust. She was a breathtaking beauty, a goddess so unseen would blind you for life. Yeah, she came like a demon. Explosions and screaming. Oh, Colin, tear me apart. Rip my head off. Just don't break my heart. Then a soft caress, releasing the harness, let the animal loose. Charge, an impulse electric, pleasures eccentric, the soft and the hard. Fuel for the fire, raging and higher, then crash and burn. Tear me apart, rip my head off. Just don't break my heart, don't break my heart. I'm the only one in the state of mind. Only one in the state of mind. I might as well secede from the union of sanity. I'm the only one in the state of mind. The nature of God is so obscured. I have spent many, many decades pondering the nature of God and writing about it in my journals. I've come to several conclusions. One is that God is an asshole. Well, God is beyond good and evil. So God creates us
Just
all
neutral.
to play out this false dichotomy. God created the devil to tempt us to create balance to the universe. And balance to the world, because you can't have good without evil. So of course that's the first thing you gotta do, is like, you gotta establish the villain in anything. In any mythology, you have to establish what the villain is. Because there's no point to good. There's nothing for it to do.
To make peaceful revolution impossible by refusing to give up the privileges and the pleasures that come from the immense profits of overseas investment. I am convinced that if we are to get on the right side of the world revolution,
The wine flows like
we
wine.
as a nation must undergo a radical revolution of values. We must rapidly begin.
It's
We must
sangria.
rapidly begin
So it's just mystery grape wine mixed with fruit juice.
society to a person-oriented
That's what it said on the box.
society,
Grape wine,
when
fruit
machines
juice,
and
flavor.
computers, profit motives and property rights are considered more important than people. The giant triplets of racism, extreme materialism, and militarism are incapable of being conquered. A true revolution of values will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of many of our past and present policies. On the one hand, we are called to pray the Good Samaritan on life's roadside. That will be only an initial act. One day we must come to see that the whole Jericho road must be transformed, so that men and women will not be constantly beaten and robbed as they make their journey on life's highway.
Going in?
True compassion is more than flinging a coin to a beggar. Comes to see that a edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring. True revolution of values will soon look uneasily on the ground.
Good for your brain, too.
Indignation. It will look across the sea, see individual capitalists of the West investing huge sums of money in Asia, Africa, and South America, only to take the profits out with no concern for the social betterment of the countries, and say this is not just. It will look at our alliance with the landed gentry of South America and say this is not just. Western arrogance of feeling that it has everything to teach others and nothing to learn from them is not just. True revolution of values will lay hands on the world order and say of war, this way of settling differences is not just. This business of burning human beings with napalm, of filling our nation's homes with orphans and widows, of injecting poisonous drugs of hate into the veins of people nominally humane, sending men home from dark and bloody
Dumbass looking people.
physically handicapped and psychologically deranged, cannot be reconciled
Yeah, but not
with wisdom,
fully,
justice,
though.
and love.
People
A nation
still don't
that
really know, like,
year after
what is
year,
it? Yeah, racism is bad. There's so much fucking more than this racism going on than this guy was about, you know?
social
And they
uplift
fucking killed him.
is approaching spiritual death.
So history will be different. Yeah. Yeah, it was like totally
America
a apparent. Not,
The richest and
people don't know
most
it's not
powerful
though.
nation in the world well leads the way in this revolution of value. That is nothing except a tragic death wish to prevent us from re-honoring our priorities,
They like sent
so that the pursuit of peace will take precedence over the pursuit of war. There's nothing to keep us from molding a recalcitrant status quo
Are they really hookers? I'm sure he didn't have to
bruised
pay for
hands
them.
till we have
I'm getting married to
fashioned it
King.
into a brotherhood.
Tell him I said you ball.
These are days which demand wise restraint and calm reasonableness.
That's like the same thing they did to Bill Clinton, right? I mean,
All over the globe,
he cheated on his wife. That
men
sucks.
are
But still, like,
rising against
there's nothing to do with this fucking
systems
like.
of exploitation and oppression. And out of the wounds of a frail world, systems of justice
Between you
and
and the
equality
people
are being born.
fucking or whatever.
Shirtless and barefoot people of the land are rising up as never before. People who sat in darkness have seen a great light. We in the West must support these revolutions. It is a sad fact that because of comfort, complacency, a morbid fear of communism, and our proneness to adjust to adjustments, the Western nations that initiated so much of the revolutionary spirit of the modern world have now become the arch anti-revolutionaries. This has driven many to feel that only Marxism has the revolutionary spirit. Therefore, communism is a judgment against our failure to make democracy real and follow through on the revolution that we initiated. Our only hope today lies in our ability to recapture the revolutionary spirit, to go out into a sometimes hostile world, declaring eternal hostility to poverty, racism, and militarism. This powerful commitment, we shall boldly challenge the status quo and unjust mores, thereby speed the day when every valley shall be exalted and every mountain and hill shall be made low, the crooked shall be made straight, the rough places plain.
I got it backwards.
Genuine revolution of values means in the final analysis.
It's in the middle of a.
It must become
the pivot in the
ecumenical
end.
rather than sectional. Every nation must now develop an overriding loyalty to mankind as a whole in order to preserve the best in their individual society. This calls for a worldwide fellowship that lifts neighborly concern beyond one's tribe, race, class, and nation, is in reality a call for an all-embracing and unconditional love for all mankind. This oft misunderstood, this oft misinterpreted concept so readily dismissed by the Nietzsches of the world as a weak and cowardly force, has now become an absolute necessity for the survival of man. When I speak of love, I'm not speaking of some sentimental and weak response. I'm not speaking of that force which is just emotional bosh. I'm speaking of that force which all of the great religions have seen as the supreme unifying principle of life. Love is somehow the key that unlocks the door which leads to ultimate reality. This Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist belief about ultimate reality, beautifully summed up in the first epistle of St. John. Let us love one another. Love is God, and everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. We love one another, God dwelleth in us. His love is perfected in us. Let us hope. We still have a choice today. Nonviolent coexistence or violent co-annihilation.
Violent coexistence or violent co-annihilation.
Developing